Hello, I got another video. Today I slept in. I couldn't sleep last night. Last night I masturbated. I feel guilty about it. I don't feel good about it, okay? I feel guilty. But I did not watch pornography. I actually read pornography. I feel really guilty about saying it. I don't feel good about it. Last night I went to Wendy's pretty late at like 9 p.m. or something. And after that I could not sleep. And I don't even know. Not a good thing. Feel guilty about it. But today then I slept in because I woke up at like 8 because my cat wanted some food. And I had like fallen asleep around 3 a.m. So I fed my cat and then I went back to bed. And I didn't wake up until like 12:42 or something, like afternoon, in the afternoon. But I actually felt like I slept, so that was nice. And then I went to the gym and I did upper body workout. And my back hurts because I was doing standing shoulder press. And might have been bad for my lower back, honestly, because my lower back kind of hurts again, which, been dealing with the herniated disc in my lower back. But I messaged the Grand Knight back because he had messaged me again, and he was asking about, he was just saying like, personally, I do not understand your decision. And he's a nice man, so but when somebody says something like that, essentially what he's saying is like, I don't get it. like, I don't understand, He's basically saying like, doesn't make any sense because I have switched from Roman Catholic to Orthodox catechumen now. And so I explained to him, I was like, okay, my reason is, and I gave him my reason. And it was like, I didn't hold back or anything. I just gave him the straight reason. And he has not responded. And I don't know if he will, honestly. I think old people, they don't change their minds very much, especially when it comes to something like faith. And this is a guy who's probably been going to the Catholic Church his entire life. I think he has. And he's 76, and he's been like the Grand Knight for 40 years or something, of the Knights of Columbus, which is like a Catholic group within the Catholic Church. It's a men's group within the Catholic Church. And but he asked me, so I told him. I was like, I don't agree with the popes. I didn't agree with Pope Francis blessing the Pachamama. I don't agree with Pope Leo now opening or allowing there to be a Muslim prayer room in the Vatican Library. I don't agree with the LGBT parade or mass that was near or in the Vatican. I didn't agree with any of that. I learned about the Nostra Aetate doctrine from Vatican II Council, and I don't agree with it that it says Muslims, Christians, and Jews all worship the same God. I don't agree with that because Jews hate Jesus. Muslims believe Allah has no sons. And Jesus tells us that the only way to God is through Him. And that if you deny the Son, you deny the Father. And I learned that Nostra Aetate was written by a Jewish convert to Catholicism, to the Catholic priesthood, who believed that, his name is Gregory Baum, and he believed that converting Jews to Christianity is equal to blotting them out. and he was an LGBT advocate, and then he left the priesthood after writing the doctrine with his priest boyfriend. And I said, for all of these reasons, I'm out. And it's like, if people really want to know, and they ask and they say stuff like, I just don't understand. Like, I'll tell you, it's the Catholic Church that is wrong. Like, the church that I grew up in, that you grew up in, you spent your whole life, like, I just was ignorant of these things, And so it's like, you really have two options. You either don't know, you're ignorant of it, you don't know, you don't understand, or you're coping with it in some way. And I've seen this online too. They said stuff like, oh, well, it's to open dialogue and convert people. That's why there's all this like LGBT stuff. Or the other one is, I saw, oh, it's just a courtesy that we allowed the Muslims to have a prayer room in the Vatican Library. Neither of those are really great reasons, honestly. They're kind of not very good reasons in my opinion. You're supposed to rebuke evil. You're not supposed to be courteous and let it walk all over you. It's supposed to be loving, but yeah, anyway, so I just told him my reasons. I don't know if he's going to respond. I kind of don't expect that he will. Honestly, I don't expect that he will. But I was honest about it because I did not really know about all this stuff before, right? I learned about a lot of this stuff more recently. Yeah. But something I learned very early on in my life is that it's not really that rational why people hold on to a position. And you could say specifically about faith isn't rational, which actually I agree with. But there is a rationality and a logic in faith. Like, it still does apply. It just doesn't apply to God himself, because God is self-referencing, and logic breaks down at like the very highest level, which is God. But logic still applies. And good reasons especially do apply as well in discerning faith and understanding, and so. But I know that a lot of people, I'm speaking at like the highest level. Like, I'm speaking at like an extremely high level. I'm talking at like the ultimate paradigm. Like, that's where I got to, okay? And I'm not trying to sound arrogant or something, but what I've realized is that people at like an extremely low level don't use logic. And I'm not trying to sound arrogant when I say this, but people don't want to change their views for many reasons, which they don't really reveal. And I kind of took me a long time to realize this. So I realized for some reason it was hard for me to get in my head that people don't want to change their views for many reasons. And partly it's like cherished beliefs. If you believe something and it's like cherished to you, there's something like a hold up, maybe something you don't even want to talk about. That can be a reason for people to hold on to believing something, right? And that's a tricky one too, because people won't tell you why they do what they do. Maybe because they don't even understand themselves. Although I do think a lot of people do kind of understand, but maybe it's painful or something. But anyway, I'm not going to get too far into that. That's a huge subject. It's a very important subject, but it kind of just goes on forever. And I got my red light today, my red light therapy device, so I want to show that off. Okay. So, check this out. Pretty cool, right? It is a red light therapy panel, and I'm very happy with it. I will turn it on so you can see. Okay, get ready for this. All right, check this out. Check that out. That's amazing. I love it. I'm very happy with it. So that is the red light therapy panel. I got it off of Amazon and it cost $270, came to Canadian. And it has frequencies, red light frequencies, both red light and near infrared, I think. I just was trying to look up what the frequencies are. Oh, okay, so yeah, it's got 630 nanometers, 660, 810, 830, and 850. Yeah, so yeah, I really like it. It says on here that it improves skin health, boosts blood circulation, stimulates collagen and elastin production, decreases inflammation, relieves muscle and joint pain, repairs deep tissues such as muscles, joints, and organs. And that stuff is real. I've been looking at the studies, and it actually, the reason I got it specifically was for the 810, because I saw it in a study that it decreased, or it improved anxiety and depression. Like, it decreased your depression and decreased anxiety. So that's why I got it specifically. But it also has other benefits like that too. So, and you have to look at the studies and you have to look at the stuff, because it depends on what wavelength, it depends on the amount of like joules that you get or something like that, joules per centimeter or something like this. So the wattage output, how close it is to your face, the amount of time that you have on you, the area that you point it at. Like some of it, if you point it into your nose, like there's specific ones that go in the nose that have an effect. And if you put it on your scalp at a certain wavelength, I know it can help your hair growth, like regrow hair. It's shown in studies, you know. So that's why I got it, and I'm very happy with it. And thanks be to God. I really appreciate it. Thanks be to God. So yeah, very happy with it. And yeah, so I think it's helping already, and I've only been using it a few times, so I'm very happy, and I'll keep using it. So what did I do? I went and I packed it into my bag, and I phoned my mom and I said, well, I have some stuff to show you. I'm going to help you with some stuff. And I went over there, and I was very firm and clear that I'm trying to help you, but the first thing you need to do is pray. That's the most important thing, because it's very hard to help my family. They're very resistant, and my mom was like almost like in a hysteria when I got there, because the smoke alarm was beeping, and I said, turn it off, and she was like trying to like talk about why it wasn't turning off. And I said, okay, let me take a look at it. And she was freaking out about saying that don't break it, and because she's homeless and she's staying at my aunt and uncle's house looking after it while they're away. And I told her, like, stop talking, just let me look at it, I'm not going to break it. And I was able to not fix it completely, but I got the beeping to reduce, so it wasn't beeping so much, because it was really annoying. And then so I helped her out with supplements. I gave her a week's supply. You can get these little things, like it's a week thing planner with each day, little containers at the dollar store. I got one of those, and I put in there some different supplements. So I put in there magnesium. Magnesium is really good for people that are, I guess, really kind of like type A or very hyper or something like this. Magnesium's good, so I put that in there. 2 of those, and then I put in NAC, N-acetylcysteine, as well. If I had more, I'd give her more, but I saw online that, or on X, on Twitter, that high doses of NAC and glycine are able to turn an old person's brain back into a young person's brain on certain metrics. So I thought that was pretty important. So I gave her both NAC and glycine. I didn't give her a high dose of NAC because I didn't have that much left, although I ordered more. And I also gave her vitamin D or I put vitamin D in there because she had it, but I told her you have to take a high dose of it. You cannot just take the recommended daily amount because it's not enough. You actually need at least above 4,000 IUs. But I put in there 7,500, and I also put PQQ and CoQ10 in there. These two, it was combined in one pill, but I don't think those are that necessary. I think that one's for cardiovascular health, and there was also something else. I didn't get it specifically for that. I got it for something else. But PQQ, I knew that that was good for, it might have been anxiety or something, but I put that in there as well. And, oh boy, what else did I put in there? There might have been like one other thing. Yeah, I can't fully remember, but I think there might have been one more. So anyways, I gave her the thing of supplements, and she can take, just a week's trial, so she can take that every day for a week and see how that affects, if that helps. And then I brought my EMF meter, electromagnetic frequency reader meter. I have the TF2, the Tri-Field TF2, and I tested the electromagnetic frequency in her house, or in the house she's staying in, to see how much EMF is being given off by the various things in the house. And it's fairly high, but it's kind of standard what you would expect. But it's about 0.2 in like most areas, radio frequency, and next to the appliances and whatever, the fridge and the stove and the dishwasher and all these different things, it's really high. But that's like that for pretty much everybody. And the weird thing is that when I put it on her arm, it went really high. It was like a huge reading, and I don't understand that. And she was saying that maybe it's because people are like antenna, and we're picking up the electromagnetic frequency, and it's like concentrated inside people. I'm not sure, but it was weird that it was so high. And then when I tested my own arm, it was kind of high too. And in another part of the house upstairs, I tested it again, and it was way higher. It was like 5. So, yeah, it was very high, which was weird. I don't really understand. But tomorrow I'm getting my EMF canopy. So I'm very looking forward to that, to see how it works, if I feel any difference or whatever. But the thing is that we're getting hit with EMF all the time. And, I look at the studies and I understand that this stuff is actually having an effect on people. It decreases your dopamine. I think I saw one that it decreases IQ of children. Don't quote me on that one, but I think I did see that by like 10 points or something. And yeah, it's actually not good for people. All this electromagnetic frequencies that are given off by Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. Bluetooth is really bad. If you wear Bluetooth headphones, they will give you leaky brain. Yeah, it's not good. What I mean by that is it opens your blood-brain barrier. There was more albumin in the brains of I think it was rats or mice that they tested that had been exposed to Bluetooth frequency. And at the gym and everywhere, what do you see people wearing? Bluetooth headphones. I used to wear them. I switched to wired headphones. I switched back to wired headphones because this stuff is not as good as everybody thinks it is. It actually has an effect on us. It's real. Yeah, and I believe it's a public health crisis. I don't think that our health authorities and government are doing enough to protect people from this stuff. And I think it is like a public health crisis. It's not good for people. Okay. So I also showed her the Schumann resonance generator, and the red light therapy as well. So yeah, I would say it was good. And then near the end, I think she was much more calmed down, and so yeah, and she was appreciative too. So that's nice. But it's very hard to help your family. And it's very hard to help old people as well a lot of the time. So, yeah. But I think I was able to do that. And so that was nice. And also she made me some food, so that was very nice too. So, anyways. So that is everything from my day. And I will now read a passage from the Bible from Wisdom of Sirach. I'm reading that because Jay Dyer was saying that for men, especially like young men, I'm not that young anymore, but he was saying that for people looking for advice or anything like that, read Wisdom of Sirach. That's a really good one to read, so I'm going to read it now. Wisdom of Sirach. Chapter 6. Do not be an enemy instead of a friend. For a bad name brings shame and disgrace, and a double-tongued sinner is of such a kind. Do not exalt yourself with your own counsel, lest your soul be torn in pieces as by a bull. You will devour your leaves and lose your fruit, and be left like a withered tree. An evil soul will destroy him who possesses it, and make him an object of malignant joy to his enemies. Friendships. Pleasant speech will multiply his friends, and a gracious tongue will multiply many kind greetings. Let those who live at peace with you be many, but let your counselors be 1 in 1,000. If you gain a friend, gain him in testing, and do not be in a hurry to trust him. For there is a friend who is such to his own advantage, but he will not remain beside you in the day of your affliction. There is also a friend who changes into an enemy, and will reveal a quarrel to your disgrace. Again, there is a friend who is a companion at table, but will not stand by you in your day of trouble. Further, when you prosper, he will be like you, and speak boldly to your servants. But if you are brought low, he will be against you, and will hide himself from your presence. Stay away from your enemies, and hold on to your friends. A faithful friend is a strong shelter, and he who finds one finds a treasure. There is nothing that can take the place of a faithful friend, and there is no way to measure his worth. A faithful friend is a medicine of life, and those who fear the Lord will find him. He who fears the Lord guides his friendship rightly, because as he is, so also is his neighbor. Instruction brings wisdom. My son, from your youth up, choose instruction, and you will find wisdom also into old age. Come to her as one who plows and sows, and wait expectantly for her good fruits. For in her work you will labor a little while, then you will quickly eat of her fruit. She is very harsh on the undisciplined, and on the one who lacks the heart to continue with her. She will be like a heavy stone of trial upon him, and he will not delay to throw her off. For wisdom is like her name, and is not manifest to many. Listen, my son, and accept my judgment, and do not reject my advice. Put your feet into her fetters, and your neck into her collar. Put your shoulder under her, and carry her. And do not be angry with her bonds. Come to her with all your soul, and keep her ways with all your strength. Search for her and seek her out, and she will become known to you. And when you become self-controlled, do not let her go. For in the end you will find her rest, and she will turn to you in gladness. Then her fetters will be as a strong protection for you, and her collar a glorious robe. For there is a golden adornment upon her, and her bonds are a blue thread. You will wear her as a glorious robe, and put her on yourself as a crown of exceeding joy. If you are willing, my son, you will be taught, and if you apply yourself, you will be prudent. If you love to listen, you will wait with anticipation, and if you incline your ear, you will be wise. Stand in an assembly of elders, and who is wise? Attach yourself to him. Desire to listen to every divine narrative, and do not let proverbs of understanding escape you. If you see a man who has understanding, rise early in the morning, and let your foot wear out the threshold of his door. Set your mind on the ordinances of the Lord, and practice his commandments. He will strengthen your heart continually, and the desire for wisdom will be given to you. I like that one, especially about what it was saying earlier on about friends. I think that's very important advice. Advice I could have used when I was younger about friends that will be your friend when things are going well, but will be gone when things are not going well. They're called fair weather friends, and I've had a lot, and it's not a nice thing to have a fair weather friend. Yeah, so it's important to test your friends, as it said in there, and then when you do have friends, they're like a treasure. And it was also saying about listen to wise people and seek out instruction. I think that's important also. And then it was saying don't be angry with it and continue following the instruction and doing the what it asks of you, and then you will experience the fruit of it. And I think that's really true. I think a lot of us know that. We've heard that before. Hard work is important. And I think, yes, it does pay off. So, yeah, I think that's important. Thanks be to God, and fear the Lord, and love the Lord as well. Fear and love the Lord. It's important. I really love reading. Reading is really satisfying a lot of the time, especially when you have a good book. So, yeah, that was nice. I guess I could read one more. Why not, right? Okay. So we've got here Wisdom of Sirach 7. Put away evil acts. Do no evil things, and evil will never overtake you. Stay away from wrongdoing, and it will turn away from you. My son, do not sow on the furrows of wrongdoing, and you will not reap the same things sevenfold. Do not seek authority from a lord, nor the seat of honor from a king. Do not declare yourself righteous before a lord, nor play the wise man before a king. Do not try to be a judge, if you will not be strong enough to remove wrongdoing, lest you respect the presence of the powerful and compromise your integrity. Do not sin against the population of a city. Nor disgrace yourself before the people. Do not repeat your sin, for you will not be unpunished even for one. Do not say, he will look upon the multitude of my gifts, and when I bring an offering to God Most High, he will accept it. Do not be faint-hearted in your prayer, and do not neglect to do alms. Do not laugh at a man who is in bitterness of soul, for there is one who humbles and exalts. Do not devise a lie against your brother, nor do the same against a friend. Do not desire to tell any lie, for the habit of lying never does any good. Do not talk idly in the assembly of the elders, and do not repeat yourself in prayer. Farm and family. Do not hate hard work, especially farming, which was created by the Most High. Do not number yourself among an assembly of sinners. Remember that wrath will not tarry long. Humble yourself greatly, for the punishment of the ungodly is fire and worms. Do not exchange a friend for money, nor a genuine brother for the gold of Ophir. Do not ignore a wise and good wife, for her grace is worth more than gold. Do not mistreat a servant who does his work in truth. nor a hired worker who devotes himself to you. Let your soul love an intelligent servant. Do not deprive him of his freedom. Do you have cattle? Take care of them, and if they are profitable to you, keep them. Do you have children? Correct them, and make them obey from their youth. Do you have daughters? Watch carefully over their chastity, and do not be too easy on them. Give a daughter in marriage, and you will have completed a great work. But give her to a man of understanding. Do you have a wife after your own heart? Do not reject her. But do not trust yourself to a wife whom you disregard. Honor your father with all your heart, and do not forget the birth pangs of your mother. Remember that you were begotten through them, and what can you give back to them to the degree they gave to you? The priests and the poor, fear the Lord with all your soul, and honor his priests. Love him who made you, and do not forsake his ministers. Fear the Lord and honor his priests, and give them their portion as commanded. The first fruits, the trespass offering, the gift of the shoulder offering, the sacrifice of sanctification, and the first fruits of the holy things. Stretch forth your hand to the poor, that your blessing may be complete. Let the kindness of giving be shown in the presence of all the living, and do not withhold kindness from the dead. Do not withdraw yourself from those who weep, and mourn with those who mourn. Do not hesitate to visit a sick man, for by such visits you will be loved. With all your words remember the time you will die, and you will never sin. Amen. I like it. It's very, very harsh. I like that. It's not really harsh. It's like loving discipline and instruction. I like that. The parts about honoring your father and mother, that's really hard for me. Like loving them and doing exceedingly good by them, because my family was very, very difficult, and my parents and my upbringing, so extremely hard for me to do that. And I'm still honestly figuring out how and what to do and everything, and I would say I'm still bitter about it, which is not a good thing. I can acknowledge that, but yeah. And it was, I like hearing that stuff, like about how, you should have a wife that you regard. And it was also saying, like, don't sin and don't do evil and don't repeatedly do evil, which is, a problem that I have, especially through lust, masturbation, fornication, these things. Like, it's not good. So I really like the reminders, and yeah, so well, I guess that's it. I have nothing else to say. Kind of wish I had more to say, but I really don't. It is January 7th, and yeah, so I guess that's it. I will try to get to bed earlier tonight. I'll probably take melatonin. Yeah, that's a good idea. Going to bed early is a good idea. Okay, well, that's everything.